Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Ramen Toys Rev Raider. And I have the Rev Raider here, and then I also have the Rev Recoil. So the Rev Recoil is the A-Team. I can see I have the A-Team figures right here, and this is just the regular black van that most people are going to use for the Punisher van. Now let me start off. This is not mine. Neither one of these are mine. These are my friend, my buddy Greg's, along with the A-Team figures. These are all his. All of this stuff is his, other than the two A-Team guns. Those are mine from Top Fun Toys. Also, before you ask, I'm not sure where he got the heads, but the Hannibal, Face, and Murdoch, wherever he got them from, they were painted by the one and only Tony's Fig. So, just wanted to get that out before we start asking me the questions in the description. But anyway, here's what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this thing. I'm going to show you exactly how it comes. This is one of the easiest things that you're going to be to put together. I took that one out, and it has a few more parts, and I'll show you what's different between the Recoil and the Raider. Again, one is painted like the A-Team. The other one is just a regular black van. There's really not much to it, but I am going to show you exactly how this comes out, and you're going to be like, wow, that was really easy. But anyway, let's get to this. Let's get this out. You can see exactly how the box looks. On the top, it's going to say Rev. This is 3. The other one is 4. 2, I would assume, must be the white, and I'm not sure what 1 would be. So, and I might be completely wrong. But anyway, and then on the back, it shows you everything that it does come with. So, there's only a few things. Everything is magnetized, so it fits right on, other than the side mirrors. Those are the one things you're going to have to plug into. So if you want to put it back into the box, you're either going to have to remove them or maybe even cut out slits so you can slide it down into the foam. So anyway, let's get into this because no one really wants to keep looking at me. They're like, hey, you have 2 vans. I've already seen like 30 reviewers of this, probably more. But hey, it's time to shine with this one. Oops. That's the wrong side. You want to look at that. So anyway, let's get to this. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like when I give you a vehicle, I've also done the Ramen Racer, the actual charger. So I'm going to leave a link to that in the description along with at the end of this. But before we do, if you like this type of content, you like what I'm giving you, you like when I give you a vehicle, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a vehicle. I'm not actually going to drop it. I'm going to open it. All right, so once you have it out of the box, this just whole thing slides out. There's a little handle right there. This thing slides up. This thing comes off. And there is your van. Just like that. This thing's going to slide right out. No problems there. Nice protective sheet here so you don't get any scratches on it. And then everything is going to be back here, and you really shouldn't have too many issues opening that up. Everything is packed away in here. This is exactly how that one was, and we can quickly open it up and see the content that you're going to get. So what you do is you have 2 mirrors. Now they are different than the A-Team van, all right? So all we're going to do is we're going to plug these in. They go in nice and smooth. You don't really have too many issues. We got the same top piece, except it's painted a little bit different. You have the spoiler. You have the grill guard. And then you have the piece that you can put over the windshield so you don't get shot at. Something probably the A-Team needs more than not. So anyway, I'm going to stop the camera, put this together really quick, and then I'll show you exactly how easily these things come on and off. All right, so here we are. I already put the mirror on the other side, and I'll show you quickly here. 2 different slots. There's really only one way for it to go, and if you look at that, you actually got some nice decal that you can actually see the phone, and you can see me with my glasses up there. So anyway, all you're going to do is you're going to plug that in right there. All right. And he did mention something. Originally, this wasn't supposed to be like this, but then he realized that the A-Team van has different mirrors. So he wanted to make it a little different. And you do want to make sure it plugs in all the way, or it's going to look like it's shooting out a little bit. So you hear it kind of snap. You can see the look on it right there. All right, so here is the front of the van, and we'll quickly take a look at the detail on the front. We'll throw the other stuff on it so you can see. So first and foremost, you can see the top. You got a nice little sunroof right there, and then you just got some slits going right across it. You got these two nice windshield wipers, and they have some detail to it. You got the hood, which does not open up, but you got the vents going across it, the nice lines and the detail. On the front grille, there you have your lights, you have your brights, and then you have your turn signals, or your, not technically your fog lights, but technically I guess there would be your fog lights at that time. All right, here's your nice grille. No GMC on it because obviously there's going to be reasons you can't put that on there. You can't put Dodge, Chrysler, whatever. All right, and looking through it, you can see the grille, so it is vented. It is vented. Here you have a spot for a license plate, so if you want to get like a, let's say a Punk with Toys sticker that you want to throw on there, I'm not going to be mad at you. And again, looking at this, it really does give off that look of the actual lights that we have, that they had back then. And again, same with the turn signals. And then you have the spoiler right here at the bottom. Now, looking here, you can see exactly where the magnets are and how it's going to hold it onto it. But there are these nice little details of where they would have riveted this in. So, quickly, I have it all sitting right here. So here's your grill guard. All right. And on here, they give you these fog lights or whatever you want to call it. It isn't a full wraparound. It just kind of bends a little bit. But the detail is pretty nice. Here you can see these two little magnets. And believe me, once we kind of just throw them on there, they hold perfectly fine. And then you can remove it if you don't want it. I love this idea. I've actually talked about it with like these guys right here, these Plunderlings, Plunderlongs, Plunderstrongs, using something like that, the magnets so hats will stay on. I think it'd be awesome. All right, here is, that is the, check it. So here are your actual lights. I don't really know what they're called, but you have this, your cap that's going to go over to keep the sun coming out. And again, you can see that there's magnets. You cannot see where the magnets are on here, right? But that just pops into place just like that. All right, so you can see how I move it. That is plugged in perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about it. But these lamps here are set off perfectly the way they're supposed to, where these two seem to be offset a little bit further back. These ones are up forward, just a little bit higher, and that just sits right up like that. Now, I did not put this guard on it right here, all right? So I didn't put that guard on it, but I can see where the magnets are. You can see exactly where the windshield wipers are going to go. So underneath here, you're going to have your magnets, and that's going to fit on just like this. And what is nice is you have these rivets going right across it. So it looks like they actually had to rivet it in, especially for the A-Team. And we can pop that on top. So now as they're driving forward, they are completely protected. Again, I guess a sniper could shoot into the window. But hey, you don't want that to happen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this because definitely when I take some shots and try and show you the inside, I need as much light as possible. All right, on the top here, this is where this goes. Now you're gonna have to just play around with it a little bit. The magnet actually moved it right to where it needed to be. With the A-Team one, you can see right up here, it actually lines up with the red. So now looking at this, it is very basic, and that is how it's supposed to be. That is why you're getting a vehicle at this price, for as cheap at this price as possible, okay? So first off, we have a working door right here. Now, if anyone was at Joe Fest last year and in the panel, or they watched Mega J, they saw me playing with it wasn't the prototype, it was what was going to be the finished model. And I'm moving this thing around, and everything was dumping, and everyone was freaking out other than Ace from Ramen. So, looking up here, You have your turn signal. You got a nice window here. Nothing here, and that's perfectly fine because let's be honest, you're going to want them shooting out there doing things like that. The silver, silver rear view mirror, and again, I like the fact that you can actually see it. You're going to get some awesome shots. I know they do it with the Stinger and the Vamp for G.I. Joe, but this mirror is bigger, so you'll be able to probably get a little bit better shots on it. Handles are painted a little bit different. And if you look here at the detail, this is actually meant so you're actually going to push in there with your hand and that thing's going to actually open. This one here, if I remember correctly, actually twists up for an actual van. You got your line going across, and on the back you got your rear tail light. Door swings open. This one here, I will say this, be careful. You might just kind of want to reach your hand in there and pop it out, but you can see the way it moves back, and then it slides open. Now, vans like this only had, under normal circumstances, a door on one side. There is nothing that's going to be on the inside, so you can do whatever you want. You want to put motorcycles in it, you want to put grills in it, you want to put some hella dope boxes in it. You can do that, right? First off, it's your toy. You can do whatever you want, all right? As we look at the back here, once again, we have the nice clear plexiglass windows. That's not what they'd be in real life. Here, you're only going to have one handle because normally you'd open this up and then there'd be a handle on the inside. That's what opens that. All right, you get your tail lights. You got the same type of door here where you're going to have that little button right there. Got some rivets here. Here's your license plate again for your Punk with Toys, because I know that's what you guys all want. And again, this thing opens up, doors stay open, and you can fit a bunch of stuff in there. Just trying to think of something. Look at this. Got this extreme set box that I can slide right in there. Maybe you want to keep your ammo in there, your guns, so it's locked. Now, you see how far that goes in there? So you still have all this room. What else can we throw in here? But let's say a couple of Hella Dope toy boxes. Again, if you don't have any of these, go to Hella Dope Toys. Use my code APWT and you'll get 10% off your entire order at Hella Dope Toys, right? Then we close it, and it actually closes really nicely. And then you just kind of pull on that. It opens up, no issues at all. Now, this is the way the A-Team van is going to be also. Now, if you remember, the A-Team also had a nice little piece right here. That's something Ramen should look at doing. That way, you can put your weapons in it just like the A-Team did. So, looking here, the floor does dip down. And you can see there, it does have a little bit of grates there. So, this is perfect. There's no carpet in it. They can wash it out. The A-Team van does have rear seats, so we're going to take a look at that in a second. When we get to this side right over here, bye-bye Murdoch. This side here, you got your wheels. I was trying to spin it, but they are jointly together. Fully just all black, where the A-Team one is painted red, and we'll look at it. Here's your exhaust, okay, because they had exhaust coming out the side rather than the back. This door here is going to open also, and then we're going to see if we can take a quick look into this. This is not easy. I think we all know this. All right. And it's very difficult. The A-Team one's going to be a little bit easier. So, quickly looking at it, you got your steering wheel, which doesn't turn as far as I can see. Well, I guess the steering wheel does turn, but it does not turn the wheels. Here's your shifter, your windshield wipers, your blinker. Actually, your shifter's over on this side. Your blinkers here, your windshield wipers more than likely, along with your brights. There you have your speedometers, odometers, all that other stuff. You have some nice brake pedals. All right. So you have your gas, your brake, and then your emergency brake. A lot of people don't realize that's a lot of times with emergency brake was this is not a stick shift. Looking at the door right here. All right, you get your crank to roll up the windows. Again, there is no window. A little bit of a detail, so how you'd actually grab this to close the door. Down here is either a little compartment. Maybe this is exactly where the speaker might be. A vent right there. That's going to be your defroster. Does that be your defroster? No, that would actually be your heater right there. All right. If we look at it through the inside here, I guess we'll just hold this for right now. You can see where your speaker and defrosters are going to be. And again, that all looks really good, to be 100% honest. And coming through here, you got this big dashboard. There's nothing there. He didn't put a radio on it, nothing like that. All you have is your heating vents. You got your heating vent right there. You don't have a... there's no look for the glove compartment. All right. Let's see if we can get it here. Did you have that piece right there? That'd be really cool if that came down. All right. As for the seats, the arms actually do come down that way. Oops, you can't really see it that way. Yeah, I thought this new setup was going to be a lot easier, and not for something like this. So the armrests do go up and down, and they go up and down on both sides, as you can see. And I apologize to anyone that's like, whoa, what the hell is going on here? So the inside of it, that's exactly how it looks. Now let's get to the A-Team van. All right, so here looking at the A-Team van, you have that silver that's on top along with the red stripe that breaks up the colors. If you didn't realize, it's just a red stripe. It is a silver, a very dark gunmetal, however you want to call it. You have the red rims and obviously the red, whatever this is called, red spoiler on the top. All right. And also, the one piece that I didn't show is that you can see the mirrors are different. They actually look much sleeker, but I kind of like the other ones more because I think you're going to be able to get better pictures because it's just bigger. But obviously, you can see my finger right there. So if you're able to get a shot in there, that's going to be awesome. But the other van, I think you're going to be able to get better shots. All right. So as we open this up here, we have the 2 back seats, which you're definitely going to need, along with the armrests right there. The inside, everything else is still going to be the exact same, including the interior. You know what would be really cool is that if you had an upgrade kit that has a part in the back, or not a part, but a compartment in the back, so you can put the guns in, maybe some floor mats. Something that would be just kind of cool. Maybe something that actually wasn't in the A-Team or a van, but just to break up the monotony right down there. So, I know what you're saying. Can I fit a person in there? Can we fit a character, a figure in there? Well, we're going to find out right now. So, we're going to grab a Punisher. And then I'm going to grab a Leatherneck. Larry Neck, as some people like to refer to him as. For anyone wondering, I'm not the one that said that. I didn't coin that, so don't get mad at me. All right, so we're going to pop off his gun. Now I just have this nice overlay. Now, you know, we'll get the Punisher in the front seat driving, considering I know a lot of people are buying the black one for the Punisher. So the first thing is we're going to put down the armrest there. You may have to remove any sidearms. All right. Now this is where people start wondering where drop-down hips come into place. This is where you're going to want to worry about your drop-down hips. All right. So, let's see if we can fit this guy in here. Because you want to hope that he fits in there, right? He does sit up pretty high. All right. And if their legs aren't bent enough, I can already see there being things that are a little bit problematic. I can't really blame, you know, let's take the hat off because we already know that's going to fall down. But one of the cool things is we move up the arm here, and once you put that down, it just kind of locks them in a little bit better. All right, so I was able to get leatherneck in. As we all know, leatherneck is a little bit smaller. Now, Marvel Legends, they don't have drop-down hips. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not doing the A-Team figures just yet, it's because I already know it's going to be difficult. Due to the bucks that he used, these pieces kind of hanging down on the suits, and even just feeling the figures, they're not that great. All right, so what we have here is this is kind of going to be in our way, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work, but I can't imagine that these were not designed to not fit a figure in. But it doesn't mean it's going to be super easy. Just like any vehicle, you might have to do a little bit of work, but he fit in there pretty nicely. Right, we're going to remove this here. See if I can bring this down, point a little bit straighter. Now this would be great if this thing popped off, so you can kind of finagle it. You know, fold that down. And now we got our Punisher driving it. Now my question is, this guy here, first off, he has a Valaverse set on, Valaverse plate carrier that has this big gawky thing in the back. No way he's going to sit down. He's also on the Roadblock buck, which we all know is a very, very large buck. So there's a good chance that he is not going to fit in. But again, this is a custom. I'm trying to think. I have Roadblock up there. I'll try and get Roadblock in there and see if he actually fits. I have a feeling that that's going to be a problem because there's not a lot of headroom up there. All right, so we'll pop this guy out really quick. Oh, maybe. We're going to stop this, and we're going to take a look at it. Oh, the other thing I kind of forgot. The wheels do kind of turn. You're not going to get a lot of motion out of it, but they will turn a little bit. Enough to, if you're taking shots, you can see a little bit. It doesn't work with the steering wheel, and I don't think that really matters. Some people made a really big deal about that. Again, it doesn't really matter. You can turn the steering wheel how you want it to be. So, all right, let me try and grab Roadblock. I'm going to see if we can get him in here, and then we'll go from there. All right, as you can see, I did not show you Roadblock in there because Roadblock's not going to fit in there. Also, when removing the Punisher, I knocked off one of the gear shifters, or the turn signals. Now I got to tap some glue on this, glue this back on, considering it's not mine. So it's going to be one of those things where I kind of started fiddling with them, but I said, you know what? This isn't mine. I'm not going to knock off any more of those. You're going to have to be very, very careful. It wasn't like I was yanking them out. He just tapped it. Now, by looking at it, you can tell they were just kind of glued in and popped in there. So I don't think it's going to be that hard to hit it with a little bit of glue and pop it on there. But I'm not going to be putting a figure in and out of there. And that's because it's not mine. If it was mine, I'd take the chance a little more. I've already knocked off the gear shifter. Now I got to fix it. Or I'm going to be buying a $200 Rev Raider, whatever that one is called. Whichever one that is. I forget which it is. But anyway, looking at it, they are wonderful vehicles. A very nice price point. I believe they're $180 on BBTS, that's Big Bad Toy Store, so you can still go and pick them up. That's with $4 shipping. So as soon as I get them, and actually I think they might actually be in stock. But anyway, it's something really nice because they have a white one. I've seen a friend of mine, Toy Optics. He's taken some wonderful pictures with Cobra kind of loading it up. I think the white looks really good. White is perfect for customizing. Right now we're seeing Gun Bunny Customs customize a couple of them, I think. I know he's doing one right now. We see the A-Team one, which is great for people who love the A-Team. And obviously the black one is perfect for people that really want a Punisher van. Now, I haven't looked at any other reviews. I've done other reviews on Ramen Toys. And again, I do like the quality for the price that you're getting. There are little things like that you have to watch out for. That is something you're always going to have to worry about with something large like that. They use harder plastic than what someone like Hasbro would use. That is a little bit softer. It's probably going to be plugged in a little bit different, so probably it wouldn't fall off. But it's kind of what you're going to get. I don't think you're going to find anything else for that price point, in my opinion. But it's up to you. It's expensive to spend $200, especially let's say if you're a guy that's all in on Joe. You're all in on Joe, you know you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. But let's say you're a Marvel Legends guy and you're like, I love the Punisher. There's a perfect van for you. And it can be dubbed and used for other things if that's what you want to do. But anyway, I have wasted enough of your time. I didn't waste your time. You got to spend time with me and you love it. Or maybe you don't. Hell, if you're here this long, you love spending time with me. Let's just say that. So, before we leave, please take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a vehicle review. Now I'm going to get out of here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with the first Rev Raider, the Charger, because I know you all want to see that one. And down here will be a playlist of anything ramen that I've done. Take care.